Okay, let's dive straight in.
Yeah.
Fortnite.
Yes.
It's back on the U.S. iOS App Store
Mm,
after what, nearly 5 years?
feels like it, yeah, since August 2020.
Right. And you probably remember why it vanished. Epic Games, they implemented their own direct payment system.
Mm-hmm. Tried to bypass Apple's 30% commission.
Exactly. Which kicked off that huge, high-profile lawsuit, Epic Games v. Apple, a real battle over App Store control.
Absolutely. Landmark case, really.
So our mission today is basically to understand, why is Fortnite back now? What does it actually mean for you if you're a player? And maybe more importantly, the bigger implications for the whole app industry.
Well, the why now part is, it's complicated, but it seems largely down to the changing environment around Apple.
How so?
There's just been so much more scrutiny on the App Store's practices,
Yeah,
from regulators here in the US, but globally too.
right. Antitrust concerns just keep growing.
Exactly. And legislative moves like the EU's Digital Markets Act are really putting pressure on Apple. It's making things like alternative payment methods, even third-party app stores on iOS, seem, well, possible now.
Yeah, the ground is definitely shifting. And Epic CEO Tim Sweeney, he didn't mince words. He called it a major victory for developers and consumers.
That tells you a lot, doesn't it? They see this as a really significant moment.
So for the players then, the ones who maybe missed playing on their iPhones or iPads, what's the deal? What's new or different?
Well, the good news is it should be pretty seamless. The iOS version has full crossplay.
Oh, nice. So you can play with friends on consoles, PC.
Yep, consoles, PC, Android, all of it. And crucially, your progress, it's all intact.
Okay, that's huge. So accounts, skins, V-Bucks.
Oh, there. Your in-game progress, everything. You can basically just pick up where you left off nearly 5 years ago.
That's a massive relief, I bet. Nobody wants to grind all that again.
Mm.
What about the game itself? Is it just a 2020 version drop back in?
No, definitely not. The current in-game season is Shattered Realms. So fresh content, new features, new storyline. It gives returning players something new to jump into.
A fresh start? Sort of.
Kind of, yeah. But with all your old stuff, and technically it's optimized for modern iOS devices. So expect, better graphics, smoother performance compared to the version that got pulled.
Okay, so it's not just a return. It's actually an upgrade in some ways.
You could say that.
But this feels bigger than just one, albeit massive, game.
Mm.
What are the sort of ripple effects, the broader industry impact?
That's really the key question, isn't it? This could signal a real shift in how these mobile ecosystems work. Apple's facing immense pressure, as we said, to ease up on its restrictions.
We mentioned the EU's Digital Markets Act.
Right, which is forcing Apple to allow third-party app stores in Europe. And those kinds of ideas, those discussions, are gaining traction here in the US, too.
It does feel like the walls of the walled garden might be getting a few cracks.
That's a good way to put it. There's a quote from Lisa Monroe, a tech policy expert. She said this is about the future of digital platforms.
Okay.
She argued that Epic's, persistence is actually reshaping the landscape. It's not just about Fortnite being back. It's about what this return represents and potentially enables.
And isn't Epic planning something more direct on iOS too?
They are. They've stated plans to launch their own iOS game store
Wow.
in select markets probably later this year.
Right.
But that depends on regulatory approval, of course, if that happens. That's a direct challenge to Apple's whole model.
A huge challenge.
Yeah.
So bottom line for now,
Yeah.
if you've missed playing Fortnite on your iPhone or iPad, it's back.
Free download on the App Store. You just need to be running iOS 17.4 or later.
Got it.
So the main takeaway here, I think, is that Fortnite's return. It's symbolic. It's not just about the game. It really signifies this potentially significant shift in the power dynamics of the mobile app world.
Driven by regulators and, very determined developers.
Exactly, like Epic. They're pushing, and it seems like things are actually starting to change.
It really makes you wonder then, what other changes might be coming down the line? If this door is opening, what else might come through it? Definitely something to keep an eye on.